Good morning. Today is Wednesday morning. We are in Skagway today. Skagway is all about the train tours. Most of the group is going on a train tour through Princess. I think they go about halfway. It's a shorter train tour they're going on. Mom decided we are going to go on the full train tour with a bus tour as well to stop at a few other locations. So our tour is actually through a company called Yukon Tours. And we are going on the Bennett tour for that today. So we were just trying to figure out where we are going. Picture of the Royal Princess from the dock. All the buses. Over here they've got all the different cruise lines and stuff on the rocks there. Oh, better keep going, gonna lose Mom. Here's the Royal here. Probably the best view of the front we've gotten of her so far. The trains are actually like right at the cruise port, so you really don't have to go far at all. They kind of pull up right to where the cruise ships dock. It's kind of cool. Brian with the big beard. That's our guy. So I guess on the cruise ship you could only do either the train or the bus portion.
You can do both of them on the cruise ship.
Oh, you could?
The people on the Princess Alaska cruise thing say this is the best place.
So Facebook, the Facebook group says that this is the best tour, so we'll give you our review after.
I don't know.
So, if you were wondering what we did Tuesday night, let me just tell you, after our 5 o'clock dinner, which ended at about 6 o'clock, we went back and went to sleep. I was exhausted. I'm feeling much more awake. So let's go. Harbor over here. Bus 4 is our bus. A baby bus. Are we doing the bus first?
I don't know.
I have no idea what's going on. I'm just along for the ride.
Awfully very directly, right? Sometimes that just makes me nervous. Wow, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh wow, cameras.
Yeah.
I'm shy, that's why I do this job.
All the buses lined up to take the people out. Look at that cool old car. There's our tour guide for the day. This is the train we're gonna get on, so we're gonna ride up into the mountains, and then Brian, our tour guide, is gonna pick us up, and we're gonna take the bus ride back down.
Here we go, 358. Let's take this one. I like this one.
Great choice. Good choice, Mom. Good choice. Good. Not on the train.
I'm on the train.
Valley. There you go for the viewing audience. We know a whole lot. You're not qualified tour guide.
The Denver, I believe it's Denver Glacier.
Skagway today. We do have an incredible clinic. If you need the hospital, you take that highway over there to Whitehorse. That is the capital of the Yukon Territories, our closest town. It's 2.5 hours away, 110 miles. That is also our closest movie theater, fast food, and Walmart. Or you can take a helicopter to Juneau, about 45 minutes away. Now, if you keep looking straight down and back a little to the left, you will see the Class 6 rapids of the Skagway River that have never before been successfully navigated. A Class 6 means unnavigable.
Our most popular one is the mile marker 20 and then back down, so you're guaranteed. No, that's when you just cross over the border with Canada.
Is below our United States Customs building. You will see a huge granite rock face that reads "On to Alaska with Buchanan." The history behind this is really inspiring. George Buchanan was a rich coal baron from Michigan, had lots of money during the Great Depression. In the 1920s and 30s, where not a lot of people had any money at all, he was very well to do and decided to spend his money on the younger generation. He wanted the youth of the area to be able to get out, expand their dreams, learn life lessons, and to see the world. He wanted them to learn the worth of a good hard-earned dollar, learn how to budget, learn how to save, etc. So he said, if you wanted to go from Chicago all the way up to Skagway, take this train into the Yukon and hike around, an 8,000-mile adventure, that you could if you earned 1/3 of the cost of the trip all by yourself. So out of appreciation to their sponsor, years later when he passed away, all the Buchanan boys came on a reunion trip and painted their slogan on the rocks in memory of George and all that he had done for so many generations.
So they have these platforms that you can come stand out on. You don't have to rotate taking pictures and stuff in between them. Here's the waterfall up here on the right. Right there. So I just found out that this train ride is 5 hours long. 5 hour long train ride. I don't know what Mom signed us up for here. Throughout Alaska and the Yukon, we haven't even been able to see the mountains right across from us because it's been so smoky. But straight ahead at 11 o'clock positioning, that you can see 3 peaks with a big bowl of snow at the bottom. That is incredible that we get to see that today. That is the Carmack Glacier. The Carmack Glacier is what feeds Bridal Falls. So that's where the waterfall starts. You'll see it trickling all down that mountainside. Now, right on the left-hand side, you can look straight up and you can see the very jagged peaks. They're called the Sawtooth Peaks. These peaks are the tallest peaks on our rail line at 7,200 feet above sea level. So basically straight up from Skagway. They're very jagged because they were above the glacier that carved out the rest of this entire valley thousands of years ago. The natives' name for those peaks is Inuktitut, which meant an island above the sea of ice. Kind of a cool imagery. So it's unusual that we can see this today, but it's a very clear day with no fog, or there's been a lot of smoke from the fires, but we can see this glacier up here, which is pretty unusual. Everybody's fighting for the platform space.
The area in 1898 was completely clear-cut, and there was a bustling city called White Pass City. There were 8,000 tents, 17 saloons made out of wood, tons of brothels, gambling halls, and a couple of restaurants. They said the only respectable thing about White Pass City was its name. End of story.
Going into the first tunnel of the day. It's pretty dark in here.
I'm going to record this. We should be able to, in a second, we'll be able to see straight back down to the harbor, all the way to the cruise ship, straight down through there. This is an unusual view. She says we don't get to see it all that often because of the fog in this area. So we are looking back all the way to Skagway.
Stated by Canada to bring in a certain amount of supply.
Here's Lake Bennett. We'll stop here for about a half hour. We just arrived at Bennett, which is where a lot of the people who were coming for the gold rush came. So there's a trail that we can walk out and get a good view of Lake Bennett. There's the train.
Go that way. Chilcoot Trail.
There's old stuff from the gold rush days, like rusted cans and stuff. You can see that. It is a federal offense to remove those items. So don't do it. They said that just recently did they have to replace the roof of it, but
Oh, really?
up to that point, St. Andrew's Church.
It's a Presbyterian church.
Built in 1899. Some information about the church there.
This is the only gold rush building left standing.
Reminder to watch out for the bears. It's a little bit of an incline, wasn't it?
It was a little bit of a hike.
Here's Bennett Lake.
That's pretty impressive.
It's pretty spectacular.
I think that's how you tell this in the United States.
So we walked up to Lake Bennett to see the overview. Now we're walking back down. It's pretty steep. Not very long to get up here, but it's got a decent incline up to it.
Oh, there she is.
Now we're coming back down to where the train station is, just up ahead, and you can see the train just up ahead there. So in addition to just all the train passengers who took the easy way up, there's a whole bunch of hikers who obviously are more
We had a guy who
hardcore.
just walked the entire way from Skagway that we've been riding on the train. That's pretty cool. He didn't even look tired.
And he left what he said on Saturday.
Last Saturday.
So depending on how hardcore you are, you can either take the easy way up, which would beat the train, or you can walk all the way up yourself. So we are on the Skagway Railroad, and we have stopped at Bennett Lake. That's Bennett Lake right there. We're in Canada, so we had the border patrol get on and check all our passports. That's the Bennett train station right back behind us. There's a trail up there See, which we walked up to see the top, so you see Bennett Lake. That's the car we're on, 358. Mom and I seat right there.
Welcome back and enjoy your lunch and enjoy the beautiful views of Lake Bennett. This will probably be the most beautiful restaurant view that you will ever have.
We just finished our stop at Lake Bennett. We're leaving that train station now. They are going to serve us lunch while we watch the lake go by. So we have made it to Carcross. And now meeting up with our bus driver. We have a few minutes here to look around in Carcross. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot here. The train was really great. Seeing Bennett Lake was beautiful. I do have to admit, the last little bit of it, I did take a quick cat nap. It's kind of a long ride. It's like 12:30 and we got on the thing at 7:45, so it's a decent size, decent length train ride. So they turned the train around and now it's getting ready to take the next passengers down. We're at Emerald Lake. It's a really beautiful kind of turquoise color. Just about 10 kilometers outside of Carcross, which is where the train let us out.
There are diatoms in the lake, and the lake on the bottom is white, and the diatoms in the water absorb all the colors of the rainbow except for green, and it makes Emerald Lake.
So we've stopped here. This was one of the waterfalls we saw when we were on the train. It's called Bridal Falls. I guess they think it looks like Pool from Bridal's Veil. So there it is. The perspective is a whole lot different from down here. So you see that pole right there. Our tour guide told us that this is the way that during the winter they can locate the road after there's been an avalanche. So here is the train station that we took this morning. Just got back into Skagway downtown area. The downtown area is actually all maintained. All the buildings are maintained by the National Park Services, I guess due to the historic value of it. It almost looks like a movie set because it's so well maintained and taken care of here. When we were driving back into town, I actually saw Al and Shuford and Jane standing outside a store. So here's a picture of the downtown Skagway area. This is the Red Onion Saloon, which I asked our tour guide and said the locals do actually drink at it once all the tourists leave. Here's a picture of this car I saw this guy driving downtown earlier. We walked back this way downtown. You can see the ship, one of the ship down there. I don't think that's our ship. It's kind of weird to see, like there's Tanzanite International in this like old school kind of town, but I guess somebody wants to buy them to make it worth it.